Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Please, if this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe. Also click the red notification bell for more latest updates. Today I'm going to cut a senator, that is a native wear with Ankara material. But this senator wear that I'm going to cut is for a little child. As you can see, here is my scissors, my tailor's chalk, my tape, and this is the material that I'm going to use. This material is called Ankara material or Abada material. So my full length of the top is 30 inches, which I've already marked here. So I'll add 3 inches to it. That is, this 3 inches is from here to here is 3 inches. This 3 inches is for your sewing allowance and for the slanting of the shoulder. You know, a native attire, they always slant the shoulder. The shoulder is not straight. So after slanting the shoulder, you can see what I'm going to do now. All of them will be 33. The main measurement is 30 inches plus 3 inches I add to it. I will start to cut. I will make sure these two places are equal. So I have an excess, so I will trim it out. So after trimming it out, as you can see, this is the both the back and the front together. So I will divide it into two. You can ask this top is very long, but I say it's for a child. Yes, the top will go down. It will go down to his nail. That is why the measurement is very long like this. So after that, I will bring out one. But before I bring out one, I have to slant the shoulder. I will use 1.5 for the slanting because it's for a child. If it is adult that I'm going to cut, I add 6 inches to it instead of 3 inches. And for the slanting, I will use 2 or 2.5 for adults, depending on the size of the person. So I'm using 1.5 here, as you can see. 1.5. So after that, I'll bring out one. One will serve as the front, while one will serve as the back. After that, I will remove, because in senator, the back and the front are not always equal, because you know men, they have shoulder. The shoulder is not straight. So for me to get the accurate shoulder, that is why I will slant up here 1.5 and also slant 2 in the down, or 1.5, depending on what you want. Before then, I will always like to check my measurements so that I will not have a shortage. As you can see, I'm using two for the slanting. After that, I will come here and wrap it above half inch. That is half inch. My shoulder measurement is 14 and half. 14 and half plus half inches. That is 8. Oh, sorry, let's divide it. 14 and half goes like this. I will add it now. This now is my 14 and half into 2 plus half. Why I'm putting this half? So that after joining the hand, it will correspond with the main measurement. So I will like to use 7 for the armpits. Her chest is now, we are taking this 31 and half. We will divide this your 31 and half into 4. 1, 2, and add your allowance, 2-inch allowance. The tummy the same thing. So what I'm going to do is take this measurement that is here and bring it to 10 and half. So for the opening, I will use 11 for the opening. I also use 10 and half from here. So I will join. So now cut. You can see it now. So for the neck, the wideness of the neck, I'm going to use 3 and 2 here. So when cutting, as you can see now, it's only the front one I wanted to cut. I will cut it and curve my hand to the back one. In men's shirts, the neck of the front and the back will not be the same thing. So the front will go down and the back will go up. raise it up like this. As you can see now. And when cutting, make sure these edges, the front edges and the back one is equal, they are the same thing. For me to know if I've arrived to my neck measurement, the neck is 15 or 14.5. I have to go round like this. 7. So remaining half to complete my measurement. So if I wanted to cut again to get my actual measurement, I will not touch this back again. Rather, I have to just a little bit, and you can see it a little bit. Don't go inside o, just for you to get your neck. Again, so measure it round again. You can see. So you will leave it. So after sewing, it will now come down to these 7 inches. Let me show you again. Can you see it? So when you are sewing, if you are not satisfied or if this neck haven't reached, you will cut it down again. So now notch your shoulder and trim the front armpit, so that when you sew your sleeve, it will relax. There will not be excess in the front. So trim your armpit inside, only the front armpit. So trim it inside a little bit. So we are done for the top. You can see it now. The neck is not much. So you can also check your neck by doing this. Put the front and the back together like this. Make sure they are equal. Put the front and the back together and pin it for you to check your neck. After sewing, this shoulder will come like this. As you can see, it's not straight, but to go slant. So the neck that you are looking for, start from this S-string, you going round like this, you going round until you get your neck. If your neck did not reach, you have to cut down only the front one. Remember, have you seen that our neck almost reach? Remaining is 14.5 and 3/4. So remaining small to reach 15. But I always like my neck to pass that actual measurement, even if it's ½ inch or 3/4 inch, so that it will not tie that person too much. It will give a free space. Or when measuring your neck, you measure that person, you not measure it too tight, you give it a free space. So assuming and later go down in the front of the neck, you will see that my neck will be much, it will be too much. So now this is all for the top. Let's go for the trouser now. This one, the length of the trouser is 30 inches. I'm adding 2 That will make it 32 inches for sewing allowance and for the folding. So the flap, I'm going to use 9 or 9, and let me use 9.5 so that it will not be too tight. Children always like what is free. They don't need tight thing. So this trouser I'm cutting is not a waist trouser, or I will not put it belt hold and waist. I will put it elastic. So I'm going to use the hip measurement to get the waist. The hip is 30. 30 into 4 is 15.5. 30 into 2, 15.5. Into 4, almost 8. I will add 1 inch for it. So from this place, if you have your ruler, you can just make a straight line. I'm not good in straight line, so don't mind my line. So I will get the laps. The laps I'm using now is 19.5. 19.5 into 2 is only the laps that you will divided into 2. The laps, the nail, and the ankle. But up here you will use you will divide anything that is your measurement into 4. So as you can see, 19.5 into 2 is almost 10. 9.5 plus 2/4. I will add ½ inch. So from this here, I will connect it like this. So for me to get my ankle, 32 divided by 2, that will be, let's divide it, 16. This my ankle. Let me use 18 for the nail. My nail measurement is 14. 14 into 2 is 7. You add your 1 inch. My ankle is 13. That is 6.5. Plus your 1 inch. And we then connect. If you have your shape line, and make use of it. So I will start cutting. You can see this one is for the front. make use of this. After I use iron and remove this label that is here. I want to get the back now. Let me put it like this. You know, in trouser, the back is always bigger than the front. So I will add 1 inch here. I will add let me use 1.5. And for this off, I will use 2. I also add 1.5. 1.5 I'm putting this for the back not to be sag. Slant the front by 1 inch. Like this. As you can see, if I didn't add this one and add at the back, after sewing, the back will be sag like this one. So that is why I always add the extra 1.5 or 2 on the top of the back for it not to be sag. So you start here, connect. Alright, I will start to connect. You can see it now. So divide it into 2. So this is it. Let me trim it small because it looks like it's big. This is it. So the trouser is done. I wanted to cut the hand. That is the sleeve of the. Let me cut the hand. My sleeve measurement is 8 inches. You can see the inches here is very much, so I will come down 8 inches. I will add 2.5 inch, 2 inch for the folding and half for the joining of the hand. So I will be making use of 10.5. My round sleeve is 10 inches 5. I will put 2 inch for the allowance. So measure here what you get here, divide it into 2 to get the center. From that center, measure out, let me use 1 inch because it's for a small child, and here I will still make use of 3.5 inch. So starting from here, as you can see, and you join like this. You can see you notch, don't forget to notch. You can see our hand. So guys, this is all for the trouser and top. Please, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also click the bell notification icon for more latest updates. Thank you guys, see you next time. Bye, love you guys.